Hey guys, Austin and Jonathan here with Bunk and Baker Mortgage Group. One of the things that Jonathan had up his sleeve when he was coming on board was to start doing some weekly whiteboard videos where we try to demystify some of the mortgage industry and the loan process. So, Jonathan, what are we up to today?
So yeah, these weekly whiteboards Austin and I want to shoot. We want to help our referral partners and realtors just be more educated, more empowered, and have these videos about all the ins and outs of what is the mortgages and all the terminologies and frequently asked questions and things that come up, and also our potential borrowers and clients to understand more of what we do in the loan process overall. And the first one we were thinking about how we shoot our first video, and it's like everyone has been asking, Austin, Jonathan, are you guys mortgage brokers? Do y'all work for a bank? Exactly what are you? And to answer that question, we're neither. We what you call a private lender or a mortgage lender. And so Austin and I thought, what a great first video to shoot is who we are, right?
Isn't that good important? To know.
It's good to know who you are.
What do you do?
What do you do and who are you? So we're private lenders. And so our first video is about us showing what it means for us to be a private lender and how that compares to banks and to brokers. And so Austin?
Yes. So let's jump into the way back time machine and go back to the 90s when the only options were brokers and banks. So in our 21st century, everything's digital mindset, it's sometimes hard to remember what life was like pre-internet. But pre-internet, when you needed a loan, you could either walk into the bank that you banked with, or you could walk down the street to the mortgage broker's office who was connected with all of the banks and could make calls on your behalf and figure out which bank would be the best fit for your file and also be able to shop around for the best rate and the best terms for you. And so when we're talking about options, the brokers, these guys, they had all the options. And we're referring to rates, we're referring to underwriting guidelines, where's going to be the best fit. So this was a great place to start because they could shop around and really figure out the best place to place you for your loan.
So it sounds like brokers are great. I'm sure you want to know why I should just work with brokers, shouldn't I?
Well, back in the day, I would say yes. That brokers were a great place to start. The problem is brokers could only start the loan. So they didn't have any control over the processing. Sometimes they did, but really the point that matters is the underwriting, the closing, and the funding of the loan. And once they hand that file off, they send it out to the lender, or the bank rather, that they've placed your loan with. That bank is in complete control of the process from there. So the broker's not able to help you in the event that you run into a snag over at the bank. That was the problem.
Gotcha. So that's what a broker is. So the next one we're talking about is a bank. And I'm sure everyone here has a checking account, has the savings account. We all get paid every couple of weeks. And so why shouldn't I just walk into Chase or Wells Fargo or Bank of America and say, hey, I'm buying a house. Like, can you loan me money?
Yeah, great question. So the banks, the problem that the brokers had of not being able to control your entire loan process, the banks don't have. That is what they do. They have their guidelines, they've got their programs, they've got their rates that they're offering. Those are your options, and they control it from start to finish. But their options are the only options that they can give you. So if you just walk into Chase and think that you're going to be all right, and you run into an issue down here in underwriting, they're not going to be able to flip you to Wells Fargo if Wells Fargo was more favorable for your file. And so that's the big holdup with banks is if you run into an issue, they can't flip you to some other investor to get the job done. They're also not going to shop around. So their options are the only options. And so we miss out on the great thing about the brokers of being able to search around for the right rate and the right program and the right guidelines. We give that up in order to have control of the process. So there was definitely a void there on both sides.
So a broker and a bank are good options, but there's a better option.
There is. Yeah, I tell people all the time that if we weren't at Network Funding, we would have to be with another private lender because that's where we can provide the best customer service to our realtors, to our referral partners, and to our clients. And so the lenders back in the 90s when Network Funding was started and these things started coming onto the map, they were looking at this problem and going, okay, how do we provide both? How can we give options to people and be able to control the service? And so they came over here and they started partnering with all these banks and saying, okay, hey guys, we've got all of the underwriting departments, the compliance departments, the legal teams, everything that you have, we have. So how about we start doing your programs and you just delegate that underwriting to us? And so the banks started doing it. They were like, heck yeah, we'll start taking your stuff. And so the lenders were able to start getting options from the banks directly. And so network funding, for example, we have right around 30 investors and banks that we work with from all over the country, different sizes. And so we have a ton of options. Literally, it adds up to over 900 different loan programs that we can do.
900.
Yeah, it's nuts. And then the great thing is because we've got the delegated underwriting, we've got complete control of the process. And so this comes in to play in several ways. One, we're able to do loans super fast, like our 10-day closings. We'll have another video about that in the next few weeks. The ability to do quick closings because of the control that we have all the way through. So that's huge. And then also if you run into any issues and we hit a snag because we're working with one investor and we know it would work with another, if we need to flip it, we can flip the loan. And so a lot of versatility there.
So if you're a borrower or a potential borrower or a real estate agent, like you should be working with a lender because we can offer the best terms, the best rates, we can get the best product, and then we have the control of managing the process, of being able to communicate effectively, and be able to close it, get over the hurdles and do all of it in-house. And so it's a great model that we have here at Network Funding. That's why Austin and I are excited about our business and what it can bring to you as a potential borrower or a referral partner. So that's kind of the end of this video of why we are a private lender. So just comment, like the video, share it, ask us if you have any questions below. And next week, look for another video that Austin and I are going to drop.
Woo! Yeah, one of the things I thought about was like VeggieTales when they do after the silly song. It's like, tune in next time to hear Larry say, X. It's like, tune in next time to hear me ask Austin, what's our next video?
That's in the spreadsheet I shared with you.
Yeah,
I can't access my phone right now.
Oh yeah, I need to turn off of.
VeggieTales, VeggieTales, VeggieTales.